Not great, even though he left me undelivered the night of our date. My buddy is single and he is not doing well, but we'll all feel better at the ringing of our church bell. Father Tucker's gonna open the lines and listen to our stories. He is gonna share his greatest advice. To him we give glory. Doesn't matter if you've been cheated on 14 times, he will forgive you for all your simping crimes. Father Tucker's gonna open the lines and listen to our stories. We're the DownBad Patrollees. It doesn't have to be a bad day if they turn you down. If you shoot your shot, Father, and we will be so proud. Just no incels, incest, weird shit with your pets, killing spiders, starting fires, sounding 50 at recess. No begging in the chat, no fedora hats, don't let your day walk all over you like you are a doormat. No co-leaders, we are great secret keepers. Father will do his best to stop you from being a people pleaser. Come in and have a good time, call him up and get in line. After Father, we all pine communion, but without the wine, we promise it will be just fine, cause he is the divine. This is your sign to join the DownBad Hotline. Father Tucker's gonna open the lines and listen to our stories. He is gonna share his greatest advice. To him we give glory. Doesn't matter if you've been cheated on 14 times, he will forgive you for all your simping crimes. Father Tucker's gonna open the lines and listen to our stories. We're the DownBad Patrollees. Our Father who art in Chicago, bestie be thy name.
Hi guys. I played the full song this time. I know what the cue is now. How we doing? Welcome to our very special Sunday service. Last time things went a little fucky. I gave a computer nerd my computer, and he told me he'll fix it, and he did, hopefully. Doesn't seem anything wrong with it so far. I've been gaming all weekend. Well, for a day. I want to give some shout-outs, as one, King Beast just subbed today, which is crazy. We haven't even started yet. That was great of him. But last time, there were some subs that I didn't get to say thank you for because things went very south very quickly. Glad for Rudd has subscribed to Tier 1. Appreciate that. Not Goalie, Prime sub. Thank you. FP Shooter with the resub. Ghostly gave me 40 bits. Danger Dude gave me 100,000 bits. All in that time. Hi, guys. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go. It's going to play the song again. One sec.
It doesn't have to be a bad day, though I am not great. Even though he left me undelivered the night of our date.
I had to bring the screen a little closer to me. I couldn't see shit. Is Dex in here? This is full sacrilege? What are you talking about? Did you see that Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeted that the Catholic Church is run by Satan? That's pretty sick of her. Pretty dope. Pretty KKK of her, if I have to say. Got a burning time waiting for things to download onto my PC. What are you downloading, Dippy? The lines are open. Don't give Dex a big head. He's already got a hammer up there. The lines are open. Oh, there we go.
Call from
Michael.
to accept.
Michael, how you doing?
Yo, what's up, man?
What's up?
I just came to confess my sins to you, Father.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
So when I was like just coming into puberty, like 13 years old, my grandma died.
Tough.
You know, I was super fucking horny, like all the time, you know,
Right.
like everyone else. I busted a nut at my grandma's funeral, and I still think about it today.
As you should. That's not really something you should just walk off.
Yeah.
What?
I feel real guilty.
I'm extremely curious, but I don't want to ask any more questions. I don't. I feel like that's very self-explanatory.
Yeah, I just wanted to put it out there.
Yeah, you did. You did that. It was a great, great first call. Is there anything else? Because I can, give you something to walk away with.
No, I just needed to get it off my chest.
Hey, we're here for that. To absolve your sins, maybe spend some time with the elderly. They're lonely. Go to a nursing home, Sit down and talk with them. They appreciate that. They love
repeat itself.
Okay, that it gives me way more questions than answers, what you just said. Have a lovely day, Michael. Good start, guys.
Call from. To accept.
Call from who?
Oh, shit, hello.
You're very... Are you like a mile away from the mic right now?
Can you hear me better?
Kinda.
Oh, hold on. How's that?
Way better. All right, there you go. What's up?
Hey, okay, so I got a problem here.
Okay.
So, somehow somebody told this girl that I liked her, and it was this whole big thing the whole day on Friday.
Okay.
The entire class knows. What do I do?
Do you actually like? Do you actually like her?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay. So, word got out. She knows you like her.
Yep.
You're already you're stuck. There's no wiggling out of this. You're not gonna be able to say no, you don't, because you do. And if you say no, you don't, then you're losing out on an opportunity. So, best course of action right now is to kind of go for it. Screw it. Everyone knows you might as well shoot your shot, because you're already. The shame aspect's already there. You're already at the bottom. So the only way you can make this situation better is if you shoot your shot. If you lose, people expected that. If you win, fuck them. But you might as well shoot your shot, because, she knows. She's probably waiting for it at this point anyway.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you just kind of come off as a wimp.
Good point. And she hasn't denied that she hasn't liked me, because she kept laughing it off. But it wasn't like a...
That's huge... That's huge.
Yeah.
The fact that, usually in school age, when someone says, oh, Tommy has a crush on you, even if they like you, they're normally like, ew. So she didn't even say, ew. You can go for that, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. When's the next stream? Because I'll check back in.
Wednesday.
All right. I will be... What time?
5 p.m. Eastern, every Wednesday and Friday.
All right. Thank you, Father.
No problem. Have a good one. Bless your heart. Wish you luck. My chair's all fucked up. You can see my gaming chair, which is not good. It's supposed to be a red blanket, and it slid down. Why didn't anyone tell me? Why didn't anyone tell me? The illusion is broken. Illusion has been fixed. Oh shit, now the green screen's fucky. Hold on. Wrong way, wrong way, wrong way. Good enough. All right.
Call from.
Sean.
Sean, how we doing?
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
You might remember me. I'm the Guitar Center guy.
Yeah.
It's been forever, but I just wanted to give a quick update and just some quick advice.
All right.
So nothing bad happened. I'm still friends with the girl from Guitar Center. I actually realized that, I'm not really that into her, actually.
All right.
So, growth, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
But I guess my thing now is just that, I'm kind of back where I was before, where I'm just, trying to get out there, do more, but it's just, I don't know, I'm not a very social person. Like literally, the only time I leave my house is to go to work.
Right.
And it's like, how do you really get out more and start meeting more people? And it's like, I'm also like super nerdy, so I don't really go out. All the stuff I do is like at home playing games and stuff. So it's like, I'm not a big social butterfly.
Me either. I rarely leave my apartment these days, which is terrible, but I have to force myself to do it. So, especially on nerdy fronts. So, where are you located? Metropolitan or urban or suburban?
I live in like a subdivision in like the South.
Okay, well, still, like, there's always, especially with the internet, one, so you can find small communities that way, like local Facebook groups that do nerdy shit that you enjoy, like comic book stores. I don't know what level of nerd. I know you're a guitar guy, but like I did this thing. I'm really into Rocket League, that video game. Did this thing where I found like a small group. This was in college, but it was still pertains to it. Like I found a group of people who play Rocket League in Chicago, and there's like certain places that like have LAN parties. And I just went alone, and I met some people that were into the same thing I was into. Because nowadays we have the ability to do that, it's so easy to find people who are into your things. Almost problematically, that's how like hate groups are started. But like you can find things that people are interested in that you're also interested in, these little niches, and then make friend groups out of that. Throw yourself into situations because there's a lot less social anxiety when you rock up and you know you're going to talk about something that you're very well versed in, and also you're excited to talk about, and everyone else is too. So it's just cuts away that anxiety as well, and then you make friends doing shit that you enjoy.
Yeah, because I noticed that today, because, like, I was talking to the girl, and I realized, like, I talk about all this nerdy stuff and all that. I just do because I love it. She doesn't know what the heck I'm talking about. That's not the reason why. I just didn't. Sometimes you just don't feel the vibe, and that's it.
Yeah.
But I just realized, like, I didn't like having people who I could sit there for. Like, the friends I do have, and my close friends, I could talk to them, like, one of them on the phone for, like, hours about that. So I'm just looking for more opportunities to do stuff like that.
And that's the best place to do it. I was telling someone called last time where like she was having a hard time getting out there, and I was saying that like the internet's a good start in terms of like like join a Discord, a community of people that really like, so you can just like you have people to talk to all the time, like the not to plug the DownBad Patrol Discord, but we constantly have people in there just talking to each other, which is crazy to me. But it's a community, and like it's like if you're feeling lonely, it's a good place to start in terms of having social interaction. It's like social interaction light. It's not the full experience. But then from there, once you get into these groups, you can meet in person, or you can go to these events, Comic-Cons, and, there's always shit going around that travels, and you can go meet people there and create friends that way. But you just have to, keep your eyes open and be willing to do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my guy?
Yep, well, that was all I had to say. I still do appreciate the advice from earlier, because it helped me turn what would have been previously, like, never talking to this person to we're just good friends now.
Hey, I always they're a good example of these people who are too afraid to to put themselves out there, because like the worst case scenario rarely happens. It's like unless you're 16, that's when the worst case scenario happens, and then you get gun shy for the rest of your life. But people normally aren't like, ew, get the fuck away from me. Like at the end of the day, you're probably just gonna have a good friend. So thank you for saying that, my guy.
Thank you.
Bless your heart, my child.
Thank you.
Good guy, Sean. Ghostly with the 40 bits, thank you so much. Tiffany subscribed on YouTube. I don't think that's related, but whatever. Danger Dude with the 1,000 bits, always throwing me stuff. Dev Nerd with the resub. Holy Wee with the resub. K Dot with the resub. Dev Nerd with 100 bits. Oh, these are all 4 days ago. I scrolled down too much. None of those things apply anymore. Ignore everything I just said. It's Mando with the subscription. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hey, Mando. You just first-time commenter. Wow, you just came in and subbed. That's nuts.
Call from
Lindgren
I sent the caller
Consulting.
voicemail. To accept, press
No. I'm calling that back. That was my father. Why is my dad calling in? That was my dad. Guys, my dad called. Pick up the phone. Dude. Father's father, yes. Pick up the phone, Scotty. How are you not picking up the phone? You've called 12 times. I know you're watching it. I'll recall. Pick up the phone. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Dad. What can I do for you?
I just had an old story, which I was going to call in as an anonymous person, but I just figured I'd tell you an old. I don't need any help with this. It's long done and dusted. But so there was this girl I was crushing on in college.
Right.
And it was middle of the winter, which plays into this later on. But we were in the library with me and my buds, and she was at a table all by herself. So with some encouragement, I went over to talk to her, and it was going really good. Like I had like one hand on the table, you know, standing, but I was like leaning down talking to her, and she was, you know,
real smooth stuff.
She was receptive to my being there. And one thing it led to another, and someone told a joke, and something laughed, and I kind of laughed through my nose. And the only way I see it is in like this slow motion roll of this dried boog, like a small refrigerator, shooting out of my nose, bouncing onto the table and on to the page of the book she was reading.
Oh, my God.
So, with experience, I would have handled it much differently. But what I did is I ended the conversation almost immediately and walked away and left the book on the page for her to deal with. And then I got back to the table. So I never even looked back, right? But I got back to the table, and I sat down, and my friends were like, "What's the deal?" Because I had like a 1,000-yard stare. So I told them, and of course they mercilessly just exposed my failure, and kind of ran with that for a couple years, and that was it. I don't think I ever talked to the girl again. And it was a small campus, so I saw her all the time. It was just brutal, man. I just so that was a old school, like, down bad type of situation.
Well,
which again, if I would have handled it much differently. It was a good lesson.
Well,
I should have just.
I'm curious as to I don't even know how I would handle that. Do you pick up the booger off the book?
Yes, you can't ignore the booger in the room. You gotta address it and make the best of it, because there's no doing what I did was the worst possible thing anybody could have done. But I should have just flicked. It wasn't like it was dry. So I should have just flicked it off and made a big joke out of it. And actually, if I had made a joke out of it, I would have known if she was
ride or die.
My alley, because she would have laughed at it, and it would have been a good sense of humor test.
Oh my God.
Anyhow, that's my advice: is don't ignore stuff that's super obvious.
Don't leave a booger on the book. That's
Don't leave the booger on the book.
I'm gonna start saying that. That's very catchy. All right, thanks, Dad.
That might go on my gravestone for anybody walking by. They could see that.
I might. We're thinking about either that or the story you telling Connor to shut the fuck up by using the remote. We're either gonna use that or the booger thing for your gravestone. Those are your two favorite things to talk about.
That one might be hard to get on a gravestone.
It'll be a big gravestone. All right. Well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. Great story. I can't believe you never told me that before.
Yeah, I didn't know if I had or not. It's a good one.
Good Lord. All right. Bless your heart, Dad.
Sure. Bye.
Bye. That's my dad. I don't know if you picked up on his New England accent at all. People think we sound alike. My dad. Hey, I love this song. Want a boogie? Good one. How do you leave the booger? Oh my God. Boogers make me gag. That's the one thing I can't handle as I burp into the mic.
Call from
Reed.
Reed, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good.
What can I do for you?
So I have this friend who has sort of like asked a girl out to the dance, and let's see, I'm trying to remember what he told me. He came in and then asked her like what she had plans for, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she just said she was going with her friends, and then he got all like pouty and just sort of walked away like defeated.
And he texted me on the bus home, and he goes, "Dude, I didn't even ask her if she wanted to go with me or not."
So he walked up to her and said, what did he say to her?
He just
said, "Are you
like
going?"
asked her what. Yeah.
And she said she's going with her friends, and he just walked away?
Yeah.
Well, I think that probably like, if she wanted to go with him, she probably would have said, like, I don't really have plans.
Yeah, but like he's not going to be there tomorrow, and I think he's going to ask her again on like Tuesday. And so I sit next to her in like one of my classes, and I like trying to be like a good wingman sort of guy here.
Dude, listen, how old are you?
I'm 14.
14? Listen, here's some good advice for you. Wingman, it doesn't work until you're at least 19, 20. It really doesn't, because it applies
Really?
it applies pressure to the girl. Because like once it's obvious what you're doing, which it will be obvious, you're 14. Like she'll realize that like there's a game plan here, and it makes it way harder to break through. It really does. Don't even try and wingman him. Be a good friend and don't wingman for him. I mean, like maybe like tell a funny story about him. That's the best way you can wingman, or like a really like nice story about him, but not while he's there. Like just jog interest, but don't be like, oh yeah, my friend, he's, you know, you should like talk to him. Like don't do that. It's not gonna help. It
All right, man.
breeds resentment. All right.
Yeah.
And tell him I told you that, just so you don't look like an asshole. All right.
All right, man.
All right. Bless your heart. Wish him the best of luck.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye. We got the whole Lingren family today. We got Dex in the chat. We got my dad calling in. My mom's probably sitting next to him watching me on the big screen, which is ridiculous. They watch me in the living room with the dogs. Who's Dex and why do you keep offending him? Shut up. He should change his name.
Call from
Ethan.
Ethan, how you doing?
Oh, you are. Oh. Oh my God. Okay, so you know the dude who just called?
Yeah? Is that your friend?
Okay. So, no, it's not me he was talking
okay,
about.
okay.
Yeah, that is my friend.
Oh, word.
I just wanted to say that the dude he said that was asked to the dance, he made a deal that if we bought him a strawberry dress, he would wear that to the dance.
He would?
He would, yeah.
First of all, what are the odds you two get in back to back? I don't think that I didn't address how crazy
I
that is.
don't know, dude. I heard that story. I called and you just answered.
That's insane. Buy the dress.
Buy the dress?
Yeah.
I'd have to take money out of my savings, which I'm basically poor right now, but like I could do that.
Well, you could all pull together. It doesn't have to be just you, right?
Yeah, we tried. We said to like everyone, like if everyone donated $1, we could do it. But no one wants to do that.
Oh man, it's that, you know, the age you're at right now is all about making stories you can talk about all for the rest of your life. Make some stories. That's a story to make.
All right.
And if don't bully him into doing it though. Like if he's uncomfortable, don't let him do it. But if he wants to do it and you want to pay for the dress, that's fucking hilarious. Let him do it.
No, we were talking about this in like 6th grade. We were talking about doing that, and we reminded of him, and he was like, "If we buy it, I'll do it."
That's pretty pimp. Try and find a way to do it, all right?
Okay.
All right. Bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
I got whole friend groups listening to me. Sorry, I zoned out for a sec.
Call from
Tom.
Tom, how you doing?
Hey, not too bad. I've got a story for you. So, last year was my first year in university, so I'd gone out, went to go meet friends, what have you. And so I met this guy, and a couple weeks later invited me to play D&D with him.
Word.
So I'd run it, and I met one of his flatmates. And afterwards, we started, talking online and what have you, and met up a couple of times, went out, and they were very upfront, and were like, yeah, I'm speaking to another person right now. I was like, that's cool, whatever. And it's
so went out one evening with like a group of people, and like halfway through the night, they got a text and were like, I need to leave so I can go see this other guy right now. And I was like, oh, okay, it's a bit weird, but whatever. And it sort of wasn't going too well anyway, so I thought, just end it there. It's not too great, but a couple months down the line, we had met. A couple months down the line, my apartment had flooded, my student apartment, and so I got moved into temporary accommodation with them. And the place that I had got put was in their flat, in their like apartment.
By there, you're talking about the girl?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the girl's apartment. But I was still friends with like the rest of their roommates, you know. So it's so like it was a better room as well. So I'd spoken with the management company that owned the building and was like, oh, you mind if I just stay here? And they're like, yeah, sure, why not? Just so I could be with, because it was in lockdown, you know, and not much going out, so being able to live with friends, was a bit easier.
Right.
And no issues really arose for the first bit of living with her. The problem came later when, like, she was speaking to people online and on like Tinder or whatever, and she invited a guy over to hang out, and was afraid, not afraid, but like sort of anxious about it, and asked all of us to hang out with them while he had come over, and we were like, yeah, sure, why not? Seems like a decent evening. And you know, we sat, played Smash, but 5 minutes into the guy being there, she's like, oh, I've got to go do something. Does not come back for the rest of the evening, and we are sat there for like 4 hours with this guy that only one of us knows, and she pulls the guy that knows him to her room to go speak to her. So it's me and two of my other friends there with this guy that we don't know, just kind of playing Smash. Oh. And in this really awkward situation. And eventually we made a good night of it. We felt bad for the guy, so we were like, we'll just hang out with you. And we had a pretty good time. And then he left. And then second that he'd left, she came straight back through. And obviously, like, the three of us were pissed.
Yeah, that's shitty.
And we were like, yo, what the fuck? And she went and got mad at us and was like, oh, you can't be mad at me, guys, because, you know, I like, he came in the door, I spoke to him a bit, and then I realized he wasn't for me. And we're like, yeah, but you still, like, owe the guy an explanation and whatever, and we got
or
into
just
it.
tell him to leave or something instead of just hiding. Well, it would be different. It would still not a great situation if she just like ignored him in her own house, but like she just like kind of left that burden onto you guys, which is what I would be most upset with, the fact that you just had to handle that for her.
Exactly, and she never really apologized for that, and then, you know, we continued living together until the end of the semester or whatever, and then I found my own place to live. But during that time that we'd lived together, every little thing I would do, because I got mad at her for that one thing, she would start to like nitpick all of the things I do, all of the things I like, you know, and so obviously it made me want to become more secluded and,
right, yeah,
hide away in my room. And it was just kind of a very toxic situation to be in.
But at least, first of all, you called in with an unknown number, and I'm looking at the word unknown, and it is barely a word to me right now. It just looks insane. If anyone could type that out in the chat, and stare at it, there's a lot of words in there that shouldn't. Anyways, the fact is you hit on this girl, and she couldn't do it, and then later down the line, you saw what an absolute train wreck of a person she was.
Yeah.
Dodged bullet. Like, that was...
Abso-fucking-lutely.
I don't know if you are a God-fearing... You're not an American, but, like, if there is a God, that's God showing you, it's not all bad. You know what I mean? Like, you could probably feel like an idiot after that, but then you realize it's, it could have been bad. So, at least that's the case. At least you didn't date her. But you learned a lot of lessons that day, didn't you?
Yeah, well, actually, because I'd been pushed into, not hanging out with her as much, there was a period of, a month where it was just me and her in the apartment. So that got me into playing an online game, started speaking with someone in that, and we ended up dating for a good amount of time.
Oh,
so
no way.
It turned out well in my favor, so...
Full 180. All right. Well,
exactly.
Good story, my son. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Father.
Bless you.
Have a good evening.
You too. That's something that I could see happening. Like one of my roommates having a girl over and then just being like, oh, she wasn't for me. Can you guys just hang out with her for a while? I'm going to hang out in my room. I'd be like, oh, no, absolutely not. This Mexi Tater Tot, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Also, good on that guy for not being mean to that guy. Or not being mean, but making sure he had a good time. Also, Kane with the Prime sub. Thank you so much. You have a choice with the Prime sub every month, and I'm happy you chose me.
Call from May.
May, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Have you noticed that only girls can be named after months?
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? Why can't a guy be named April?
I might do that. I might name a kid named April.
Anyways, what can I do for you?
All right, so I have a weird story.
Okay.
It's pretty much resolved itself by now, but it's a crazy story. So last summer I met this guy at camp, and we hung out for the entire week and talked a lot. So I was like, oh, I really like this guy and I want to talk to him more and want to be his friend. So I the last day I ran up to him and I'm like, hey, can I get your number? And he was like, yeah, totally. Gave me his number. We talked for 2 to 3 months, and then I was telling my best friend about him. And my best friend was like, oh my gosh, I need his number. I need to talk to this dude. Come on. And so I gave her my his number, after, of course, asking him if I could. And then we also made a group chat. And so the two of them became pretty close. And so for a month, we all would talk in the group chat, and then they'd talk personally and we'd talk personally, all that. We were becoming pretty good friends. Then I realized I had a pretty big crush on him, because it's really hard not to get a crush on a guy when he texts you good morning every morning.
Yeah.
That is the cutest thing ever. So I obviously told him I don't like keeping feelings secret, and then if he didn't like me, then I could just deal with that on my own and we could still be friends. So I told him, and he was like, oh, me too. I've had a crush on you since summer camp. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. And I was like, I'd love to date you, but I can't right now because my parents don't want me to date. They're like, oh, you're too young, don't date. Yeah. And so it's once I'm a little older and my parents are okay with it, we should totally date. And I was like, yeah, we can totally do that. I'll totally wait for you to be old enough. I was like, all right, great. So he, what happened? Okay. So we started flirting a lot. We'd do it in the group chat, which I wish we had done less, but it was a little annoying, but we flirted a lot because I really liked this guy. And then eventually, it was probably a month after that, he texts me and he's like, hey, I need some time to figure out my feelings. I'm not sure how I feel about you. And I was like, yeah, totally. I understand. Emotions are hard. Take your time to think about it. And so he spent a week not texting me or my friend or in the group chat at all. And then he texts me personally and he goes, hey, I still like you. I still want to be with you in the future when like your parents are okay with it. Like we're good. And so he starts texting again. He texts for like 2 days. 2 days later, he texts me personally and then he goes, I'm hanging out with my best friend, by the way. And he goes, I don't like you anymore. I don't want to be with you. Sorry. And I was like, okay, that was a very quick change. So I told him that I was fine, and I get it. Sometimes emotions change. I was like very upset because I was like down bad for this dude. Like I was like ready to have a relationship with him, get married, all that crap.
Oh golly, all right.
Yeah. So I was pretty heartbroken, and then like my friend grabs my phone and she like starts texting him and like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Are you feeling good? Because he had some like emotion things and problems and stuff. So we were a bit worried about him. But I was like, it hurt. So like for probably a month, I didn't text as much in the group chat or like alone. But every once in a while in like our DMs, we'd talk and I'd like try to start a conversation with him. And I'd usually go to him going, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for what I did. I just want to be your friend. And like, I'm so bad and you should hate me. And I was like, dude, I've told you like 15 times that I'm not mad at you. Stop.
Right, yeah, relax.
But like nicer, obviously, because I didn't want to be mean to this dude. I kind of felt bad. I was like, dude, it's okay. So like the day after he was done with that, by the way, he texted in our group chat and he texted about this girl and he's like, oh my gosh, I find this girl so cute. And he sends photos and everything.
Oh my God.
I'm sitting there like, what the heck? So I just text him like, oh my gosh, she is cute.
Oh no, you down bad person. That's not good. I mean, I guess it shows that you don't care, but that's, a little performative.
Yeah. Well, she was cute.
Yeah, but regardless, it hurt your feelings. He shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. I also found out from a friend who also had his number from summer camp that one day, like I think it was the same day that he said he was done with me, like earlier that day he sent her a photo of me that I had sent him of like just my outfit and whatever. And it was like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. And then like a couple hours later he goes, yeah, I'm going on this date with this girl.
Oh my God. All right. So
yeah.
he was
yeah.
He had a game plan in place before he decided to skedaddle. Yeah.
So like a month after all of that went down and I was like finally chilling, actually talking in the group chat more, I was like, you know what, it's fine. I don't care that much. It's like we're kids anyway. It probably wasn't even going to go anywhere, whatever. And like we weren't even, like I was telling myself repeatedly, like we weren't even dating, so it doesn't even matter.
Right.
But it did to me.
Yeah.
So then a month later he texts me in like DMs and he goes, hey, I'm sorry about that. I just wanted a conventional relationship where like I was closer to someone and I still want to be with you. I'm sorry about all that. I was wrong. And I was like, okay, just give me a sec to think about it. Cause I mean, I was down bad for him.
Right.
I wasn't going to shoot him down immediately. But so he's like, okay. And then, later, like probably an hour later, I get a call from my best friend and she goes, hey, I was just on call with the guy and he was talking about how if your guys' relationship doesn't work out, he wants to be with me.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, hold on. No, he just today texted me that like he wanted to be with, well, like I'm saying this in my mind because my friend had a huge crush on him too, full well knowing I had a crush on him.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, that's probably a bad idea. Your parents would hate it. They hated your last secret boyfriend. Don't have another one. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. You're going to get in so much trouble and you're already in a ton. Don't do it.
He's playing you. He's playing both of you in this situation.
Yeah. So I text him and I'm like, hey, I don't think I can be in a relationship with you, like for myself. Like I can't do that to myself again. You've broken my heart like 6 times. But like I didn't say he broke my heart, but he did break my heart like 6 times.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't do that to myself again. I'm sorry. And so for like the next couple of weeks, like I kept texting in the group chat because he was a nice friend as a friend, but definitely not ready for any sort of relationship. So then, like, we were texting for a while, and he'd, like, text in the group chat, like, do you want to be in a relationship with me still? After I told him that I didn't, and I was like, no, I don't. Like, I don't want to be with you. So eventually my sister, like, I told my sister about all this. My sister was like, block that dude. You're not talking to him ever again.
Yeah.
Like, stop. So I was like, no, I don't want to. We're friends. Like, he's a nice guy, and we're just friends.
No.
So eventually, like, one day I was actually on call with him. It was kind of funny. She, like, stormed in my room and she went, block him right now while we're on call. So I did, obviously. I was so like, yeah, I have to block you. Goodbye. And my best friend also, her mom told her to block him too, because she was like, I don't like him. You're blocking him. So she blocked him but kept a secret email to email him. So I cut off all contact because I'm an obedient child.
Right.
So my friend emailed him a bunch, and they were like keeping talking because they were really close friends, and I understood like she needed time to adjust to it. So I was like, dude, this is a bad idea, but like that's all I can tell you right now. Like, I can't make her decisions for her. So yeah, she's right now actually in the midst of stopping talking to him, like, gently, because she doesn't want to like hurt him.
Oh
so, yeah,
my God.
So she's finally stopped it. Like, she's like, we'll talk every once in a while, and she'll be like, I'm making progress, and I'm like, what type of progress? And she'll be like, I haven't texted him in a week, and I'm like, good, keep doing that.
It's
yeah.
It's 100% just an excuse. It's just an excuse to keep texting him. Like, she doesn't want to hurt his feelings. That's a lie. She just wants to keep texting him. She doesn't have the self-control to let him go. She doesn't like.
No.
That's ridiculous.
She's deleting everything. Like, I believe her.
I'm saying
good.
I believe that she believes that, but deep down, she does want to talk to this kid. She.
Yeah, well, we've talked about it earlier today. I was talking about how I was going to come on here and talk about it, or at least try to. And she was just like, yeah, I'm making really good progress on that. And I realized that I really don't like him. And I told her like the entire story from my point of view, and she went, yeah, love is stupid. And I'm like, don't say that.
No, that's not.
But she's like had multiple instances of this, and like really bad at whenever I introduce her to like a guy friend of mine being like, oh, he's hot.
Yeah. I mean, regardless, this kid's a piece of shit. That's not love. That's just, taking everything you can get. Happy to have attention and was swimming in it. So,
yeah. In like the time where we were talking and stuff, I was like, no, this dude's so nice. And then like after we stopped talking, I slowly like put all the pieces together. I'm like, wow, he wasn't the greatest. That's
the best and worst thing about being manipulated is you don't know you're being manipulated until it's over.
I was just like, I just want to help this dude like feel good. Like I don't hate him, and I'm like, but he's such a pick-me boy. I'm like realizing that just now.
He was along for the ride, and you gave him the car. He was happy to be where he was, and then his eyes got too big for his stomach and decided to rip it up. So, learning lesson, understand where your self-worth lies. It's above that. Even if someone's perfect, they start treating you like that, you get out because they're not perfect if that's the case.
Yeah, the worst thing about this is we're going to the same summer camp again, and I hope we're not going the same week because I really don't want to have to avoid him the entire week.
Well, you can't pick that, but if he is if he is there with you, do your best. He's not worth any of your time. Just remember that.
Yeah.
All right?
I have one last thing. So I was looking at your TikTok, and the latest TikTok you have up of the person calling. And
that was you?
Yeah, that was me. I'm so sorry about that. My mom was walking in, and I was like, I got to play this off.
Oh, that's so funny. You're just like wrong number, and I was like, I can literally hear the stream in the background.
I was reading the messages on it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, and people were like, wrong number, my butt, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
It was at least there's a story behind it that your mom was walking in. I thought you just got nervous. Well, at least you got your call off, right?
I mean, I was kind of nervous, but my mom was walking in, and I'm like, no.
All right. Well, you got your call. Happy you came back. Bless your heart. All right?
All right.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye. That's so funny. She made her way back. Yeah, last Wednesday she called and said wrong number, even though in the background you could clearly hear the stream. My tassels are all tasseled up. I don't know what this is called. My sash?
Call from
William.
William, how we doing?
Oh shit! I did.
Welcome.
We're doing okay. I need some advice.
Sure.
Okay, so I gotten back in contact with a girl that I had previously known, and she's changed a lot. Some for the better, some for the worse. So she's a very big stoner, and that's just not my thing. She doesn't do it when she's around me, but I don't like that she does it.
Right.
And that's just that's like a big deal breaker for me. And she said she was going to quit, but then she didn't. And I don't want to seem like rude and just break it off. I want to talk about it, but I also don't want to possibly get roped into that with her.
Yeah, no. So you're in a situation where this is a deal breaker. Like weed is where you're from and what your morals are. Like I'm from Massachusetts and Chicago, and it's legal in both those states. My whole life, it's like been a thing. It's kind of like drinking to me. Like it's just like something you do. If you do it all the time, it's a problem. But shit like that. But some people just aren't for that, and that's fine too. But you should, if it makes you uncomfortable and she's aware of that and she continues to do it, and it's going to be a deal breaker for you, it's not out of the depth to be like, I'm not interested in this because the only two options are, hey, you need to completely change your lifestyle and what you're up to and what you're into right now to be with me, or I'm walking away. And you're not going to get roped into it by saying that. And she's probably going to say no to that because that's a huge ask for somebody. And if she says yes, she's probably lying. So it's don't feel guilty about walking away from this. It's something you're uncomfortable with and you don't want to deal with. And it's just starting. You know what I mean? It's not like you've been dating for 3 years and all of a sudden you're changing it up. You're just not interested in this person because of how she's living her life right now. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and the thing is, she said she was gonna stop. She said she was gonna stop before because I've voiced my concerns about this, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll stop." And then we were hanging out yesterday, and then she's like, "I'm gonna go smoke," and I'm like, "God damn it!"
Yeah.
Sorry,
so she's not. No, you got on and said shit immediately, so you already screwed that up. But the fact of the matter is, like, she's not going to change for you. Not at this point in her life, at least. So it's worth walking away from. She already deceived you once. And you're not even dating yet. Not a lot of red flags coming up. 6 red flags over Texas.
No, we are dating.
Regardless, get out of there. All right?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Bless your heart.
Have a nice day.
Once again, I have no problem with the stoner community. The 2 most important people in my life, my brother and my best friend, are both chronic stoners. Just kidding about my brother.
Call from Bobby.
Hi, Bobby.
Hey, Father. How's it going?
Good. You haven't called in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. I just wanted to call and share a story, something that happened recently that I thought you might get a kick out of.
Okay. Also, one quick. Since you're Bobby, I can interrupt you for a second. Someone just asked, Holy Biscuit, does this Twitch have a highlight channel on YouTube? We're working on it. We're hiring an editor right now, and we're getting that moving. People have been asking for that. Just want to let you guys know. We have a Twitch channel where we post the streams. A YouTube channel where we post the streams, so we're going to start posting highlights as well. Edited highlights. Anyways, continue with your story, Bobby.
All right. Okay. So I was at a bar recently, and I was sitting outside, and I met this guy who was really cute, and we just started talking. There's a whole group of us, and then eventually he and I ended up hanging out for the rest of the night, just chatting about traveling, and he does rock climbing and stuff, and then at the end of the night when the bar was closing, because I live really close to the bar and I got pretty good vibes from him, I asked him if I could get a ride home, and he said yeah. So he drove me to my house, and we ended up sitting in his truck and talking for 2 hours about all sorts of stuff. We talked about, he's really into astrology and he kind of gave me like cult guy vibes, like a person who goes to the cult, but like he said he's not like religious. He said he's like more spiritual and stuff.
Did you say astrology or astronomy?
Astrology. Yeah, he's really into like horoscopes and stuff like that. He was really cool though. Like we got along really, really well, and it was super fun. And then after hanging out in the truck for like 2 hours, it was like 4 a.m. I asked him if he wanted to come inside, and he said yeah. So then, you know, of course, stuff happened. And then at the end, but he was taken off, or he was about to leave, and we were talking about nicknames. And he told me that his ex had a nickname for him, and she used to call him a cult leader. And I just thought that was so funny, so I just wanted to call and share that.
How come you can't get away from this?
Why did she call him a cult leader?
Because he's like really spiritual and into like astrology, or astrology, and he just has kind of like a
charismatic
like
personality.
An infectious. Yeah. He's just like good with people, good at talking and stuff, and he has like long hair, and like he looks like he could be a cult leader, and he's not. He doesn't even go to the cult, I found out, but. I just thought it was so funny though. Like, I don't know. I ended up like coming across somebody and like connecting with somebody else who also goes by cult leader.
It's just, it's consistent. It's consistent in your life. And you're rising the ranks in this cult, apparently. You're a mod now. You're a part of the Tuckerists. Like, it's just, I'm a reluctant cult leader at this point. But also, I don't know what your plans are in the future with this guy, but him being into astrology to me is a huge red flag. Just because a lot of guys do that just so they can get laid. It's like a huge thing. So just be careful with that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
I don't really have any plans to like pursue anything too serious with him. So yeah, that's not really a thing. There is somebody I am pursuing like seriously, but it's very new. He's like a bartender. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you. Speaking of that, do you have any tips for how to woo a bartender? Because you have some experience with that before you joined the church.
What kind of bartender is he?
Well, he's actually a barback, but he does make drinks on busy nights. What do you mean, what kind of bartender?
Like there's bars that make vodka Red Bulls, and then there's bars that make Cosmopolitans and Last Words. So like, is it swanky?
It's one of the nicer bars in town, and they can make really, really fancy drinks, but it gets pretty like rowdy. It's almost like on the weekends, it's almost like a frat bar with just like lots of like people in their 20s.
So just there's certain things that suck about being a bartender that I can clue you in on that you can help bitch with him about. Everyone likes to bitch while they're working. Mm-hmm. So like Long Island iced teas are a fucking nightmare. You can talk about that.
Yeah.
It's a 5-liquor drink, and you have to open up all these bottles, and it's an obnoxious white trash drink. I'm saying that as white trash myself. I enjoy a good Long Island, but it's a ridiculous drink. So if that ever comes across, you can do that. You can ask him how to pronounce certain bottles like chartreuse and Cointreau, shit like that. There's like all that like just whatever. Make him feel like he's a professional, and also let him bitch about his job. Those are the two things that a bartender wants to feel.
Okay. I would not have considered that, so that's helpful.
And tip well. I'm sure you are aware of that as well.
Yes, absolutely.
If it's
gotta take care of
can or bottle, $1, a drink is $2 or $3. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Father. It was nice chatting with you.
Nice chat with you. Good luck with the cult stuff.
Thanks. I think that chapter closed.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. You can't get away from it. It keeps creeping back into your life.
Yeah, but I got like a W essentially,
You did
from this recent experience. So it's like, okay, I've got
that.
Now
let's wait a couple weeks before we see this guy in the newspaper for running a cult that you weren't aware of.
Yeah, I'll keep you updated if I find out anything.
Okay, perfect. Bless your heart, Bobby.
Yours too, Father. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye. Yeah, for those of you that aren't aware, keep it simple. Bobby's a longtime caller that kept dealing with cults. Like actual cult people. And then people call what this show is a cult. And then after that, she just got with somebody who her ex would call a cult leader because he was into spirituality and long hair and all that.
Call from
Ray again.
Reagan, how you doing? Oh, Ray again?
Yeah, hi. How are ya?
Hi, Ray.
Hello. So remember, like literally last week, I told you that the girl texted me again after like a few months, if not.
Yeah.
She texted me again at 11:50 last night.
How'd that go?
She said, "I know you have insomnia, so how are you?" Which is not 100% true. I play video games until I fall asleep in my chair at 3 in the morning.
Healthy.
So essentially, we chatted about her being in the hospital that night and stuff like that, and it's just like, out of all people, why would she text me?
Was she
not even her fucking girlfriend? Like, why me?
Well, do you know she wasn't texting anyone else?
She literally just told me I was just texting people to seeing if they were up, and I knew for a fact that you were.
Okay. Well, she might have cast a wide net. Was she sitting in the hospital?
She was. Apparently, she just started throwing. She apparently food sticked this on steroids because of stress and anxiety.
Okay.
So,
Well, she might have been, going through the phone list, going through her contacts, just looking for somebody to talk to. Because if you're up late in a hospital, you don't really have much to do. So I wouldn't read too much into it.
I know, but I asked. We eventually the conversation inevitably turned to just talking about us, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I asked, do you still care about me? And she said, yeah, I don't just stop caring about people.
Right.
And so I'm sitting here like, why would you still care about me? Because I don't care about her. And that might sound shitty, but I don't.
Oh, that's just how she runs. People have, like she said, she doesn't stop caring about people. If it breaks off, that's not. Some people just are able to wash their hands like Pontius Pilate, whatever the fuck that guy's name was, and some people, what's his name? Who's the guy?
What?
The guy who traded Jesus in. What's his name? He washed his hands. Fuck. Someone in the chat say it. Is it Pontius Pilate? I think it's Pontius Pilate. Anyways, that dude, they wash their hands and walk away. Or they, it sticks with them for a long time. They don't stop. It is Pontius Pilate. All right, I was right. They don't stop. So it's, that's just her MO. If you don't care anymore, that's nothing wrong with that. But some people just hold on to those feelings. It's a different way of walking through life. It's not Judas. It's not Judas, you idiots. I'm talking about the other guy. The guy who gave him Judas betrayed him. He gave him to the fucking government, Pontius Pilate, and he washed his hands. Read the book. Read the book. He does it in the book. Sorry, I'm on a tangent. But yeah, I wouldn't read, this probably gave you a little bit of a tizzy, but I wouldn't read too much into this. This is something you could probably walk away from.
Yeah, all right. I just wanted to ask if it's, something that I should read too much into.
No, absolutely not. Until she texts you again, this could have been like just a late night thinking about things kind of conversation. If she texts you again late at night, maybe look into it. But I think this might have just been a situation that could be written off.
All right. Thank you, Father.
No problem. Bless your heart.
Bless you.
Jesus had the best arc in the Bible. No one can tell me otherwise. Dude hung himself. That's not a really good arc. I guess it's an arc. I think Paul had the best arc. He had a name change. He used to be Saul. Then he gave away all his earthly possessions and became Paul. L book. L plus bozo plus ratio.
Call from
Calvin.
Kevin?
Calvin.
Oh, Calvin. Hey, bud. How you doing?
I just don't know if I'm allowed to call in again.
Well,
or are we just doing new people
Ray
today?
just called in for the 9th time consecutively, so might as well get you in here.
All right. Well, I just wanted to tell a story. This one's from January because you wanted crazy stories last stream.
I'll take a crazy story.
So, beginning of January. So, my school this trimesters, we were just starting a new trimester. I had this girl in my chemistry class, and her name was Emma. This girl, we became friends pretty fast, just from trauma dumping. But basically, she had a boyfriend, really shitty dude, borderline abusive. Just overall a shit dude. He was a junior. I'm a sophomore. She's a sophomore. Went to this, like, basically where my school sends all the kids who either skip too much or get arrested. And I don't know, she just was all, like, torn up about this dude. And, like, really toxic relationship. But anyway, so I liked her. And finally, like, I think one night, here, let me go to the Instagram because I still got the DMs. So basically, let me find it. But I'm somewhat of a stoner, not like extreme stoner, but like I used to.
You partake.
Feel, and yeah, if it's happening, then I'll do it. But so she was asking if I could find her some because I know people, and I was like, yeah, sure. And usually I don't charge my friends, so I found her some, and we were making plans to sneak out, and then so that was like Saturday night. And the next morning, she's got me blocked on Snapchat, which I understand because she does that whenever she's hanging out with her boyfriend because her boyfriend goes through her phone, doesn't like it when she's got any dude
right.
at all, even if it's not like that. But, so I add her back after I assume he's gone, and then she's acting all weird, so I'm like, nah, he's definitely still there. And so I call her out on her bullshit, and she's like, nah, she keeps like sending videos of her talking, but like I can very clearly see in the reflection. So I just like stop answering, and then I get a video, and it's from Cam on her phone of her doing the do, which was like ick. First of all, I don't want to like wake up in the morning like at 11 a.m. and see that. It's not a great way to start the day. And so I was like, bro, what the fuck? And he responds with, go cut yourself. And I'm like, first of all, because he's like, go cry about it, go cut yourself, pussy. And I'm like, so first of all, like, you don't tell me when I cut myself. Like, fuck off. Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna do that when I feel like it. And
on my own time.
And second of all, like, what? Okay, I'll DM you on Discord a picture of this dude, because this dude, like, he made me feel good about myself. Like, this dude is a whack motherfucker.
I'm
like,
not gonna show it on stream, but I will look at it.
But it's like, here, let me save this photo really. But basically, I just blocked her after that, and I saw her in chemistry the next day, because the next day was Monday. And I called her out for her shit. I'm like, nah, bro, like, what the fuck? And she's like, no, I didn't mean to. And anyways, Cam adds me that day, because me and a whole bunch of my friends were, like, fucking making fun of him so hard. And so that day he adds me, he threatens me, like, I'm going to show up to your house with a car full of blickies. Like, bro, you don't even have your license, or what?
Yeah.
But this dude, so he's like, what's your address? So I send him the local police station address, and it's Ham Lake, so it doesn't show immediately that it's a police station. So I'm pretty sure he like did a circle there.
Yeah.
But anyways, he's like all these threats, and then finally like she starts. So apparently he assumed that we were trying to hook up, which I wasn't, but I don't know what the fuck was her problem. But then she tries to throw it all on me, and like instead of just like owning up for like what she did, she like starts, nah, dude, I didn't even like him. I was trying to use him. We weren't like that. Like, so she sends me all these DMs, and I'm like, bro, what? And he asks me to screen record our conversation. And at this point, I'm like kind of done with this girl because I'm like, I'm not gonna take the fall for your actions.
Yeah.
So I just screen record the whole combo and send it to him, and then block him. And they get in a huge fight or whatever, not like physical, but like just
screaming,
yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just, I think like 2 weeks later, I want to say, I just get a message out of the blue from her on Insta because I forgot to block her there, and it says, let me go find it so I can read this conversation word for word. This is the dude, by the way. I just didn't do the picture. So she randomly says, like, out of the blue, 2 weeks. I didn't even talk to her in forever. Because she started skipping chemistry. She didn't even want to be near me. Like, she was embarrassed, as she should be. So she texts me. She goes, bro, shut the f up about everything that happened. Like, you for real don't know how to shut the fuck up. I hadn't been talking about this in 2 weeks. You run your mouth more than you actually run, and it shows. I don't fuck with you. I never fuck with you. So just take your fat white boy ass out of my fucking shit. I'm like, first of all, I'm pretty sure I'm like 0.1% Native American. So like, let's keep that out there, okay? Second of all,
God, yeah.
The rest is true.
Yeah.
So then she responds with big. So I don't say anything initially, and then she goes, "Big titty blubber boy. I was just trying to get a cart from you, and then for my homie, and then block you." So I respond with the the question marks, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's what I respond with. And then she goes, "You heard me." And then I sent this. It's a picture of my friend pouting, and she goes, "I'm for real. Shut the fuck up. You're mad annoying. I used you for money and other shit." I'm like, first of all, how are you gonna use someone and not get anything out of it? Like, she didn't get shit.
Right.
We didn't ever sneak out. I never paid for anything for her. I'm usually the type to do other people's homework, but I never did any of her homework.
She was just doing mental damage
So
control.
she's like, yeah. And then she goes, "You are literally the ugliest person I've ever seen. Big ass eye bags, big ass lips, mouth wide open, always mouth breathing with your fat ass. You look like you belong in a sped class." I'm like, first of all, that phase was middle school. Okay. No, but
nothing wrong with
so
being in
I
a
responded,
nothing wrong with being in a special ed class.
for real.
I couldn't read too good, so we all had to go
Yeah.
our own separate ways sometimes, and that's absolutely fine. Fuck her. Nothing
I'm
wrong
like-
with being the specs.
I'm like, at least I show up to my classes. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're sitting outside the sped class, so shut up.
Yeah, you can't.
But,
You can't hate from outside the club. You can't even get in, brother. You can't even hop in our classes. That's the cool
For
kid
real.
club.
So I send a screenshot of her, just a picture of her boyfriend, and respond to it with it, like, just with that. Like, that's all you need to hear. And she sends a picture of me. I used another picture of her boyfriend, and then she goes, "Use your wag words," and then she uses the F slur. And then I go, "Hi, Cam," because I'm assuming it's her boyfriend, because she doesn't use F slur. Because, well, she rarely does, because she's bi. And she's like, "Bro, this isn't Cam. Are you retarded?" And I'm like, "Okay." And she goes, "Shut the fuck up, bro. The only tyke you don't talk is when a dick is in your mouth." And then she fixes it, and I send a picture of this hand. Like, I think I said like maybe 2 words during this whole conversation, and this is just a picture of a hamster holding a cross and like cowering in the corner.
Yeah.
And she responds with another picture of me. She again. She's so original. She definitely reuses her jokes
Reaction memes.
24/7. She goes, "You literally look like you belong in this bedroom. Look at how you stick out your tongue and pics." So this is one picture. So she sends a picture of me, and it's like one picture where I'm making fun of Cam. So then I just send a picture of Alex Doherty from TikTok and leave it at that. But I just thought it was some goofy ass shit. And now her boyfriend sees me once in a while. So I'm friends with this dude who was in this chemistry class with me, and my school's crazy. Like, so I wouldn't say I'm friends with this dude, but like we talk, and like I'm definitely staying on his good side because he's Cuban and he's got some connections. You know what I mean?
Where are you from again? Are you from Florida?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. I didn't know there was a Cuban population in Minnesota.
There's a little bit in the part in North Minneapolis, like that area. But this dude's a Cuban, and he's got a couple connections to these dudes who import into the U.S. Take a wild guess.
Oh.
What that is. It's not drugs, but something that might be used in an American school.
Yeah. A strong number 2 pencil.
So, yeah. And so so this kid, this girl's boyfriend is all like up in my face for a while until my friend, quote unquote, gets up in his and he pisses himself basically. And then after that, like, he's just kind of stayed away from me. But like, I just think it's crazy because these kids in my school act like they're so much, but like, genuinely, like, it's so many kids out there who are just like all up in your face until you get in there, and it's just so stupid.
That's
but Yeah, no. Like, I just think it's funny that she thinks she was using me, because I'm like, what'd you get out of that? Like,
She did.
what'd you use me for?
That's a lot of the times when people get caught in situations, they have to make it viable to themselves. So that's her making an excuse for herself, not like she had to confront you just to make herself feel good. So fuck that person.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just thought it was funny, because I'm like, you were using me for my oxygen? Like, what's going on?
Just
like
for data plans, just to get a text back? Fuck her.
Yeah, for real.
All right, Calvin. Good story. Fuck that person. Good luck with the Cubans.
Yeah. I'm going to need it.
Bless your heart.
Dude, scary. See ya.
I love Cubans. I want to make that clear. Lasting Shadows. Thank you for the Prime sub. Someone asked me if I play video games. Who asked me? Shins? Shinzo Hihi? Yes, I play video games. I play Rocket League. I play Valorant. I play PC games. Ivo Deer, thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate that. Getting close to a hype train. I don't know how close we are, but...
Call from.
Let's say Jay.
What's your name?
Jay.
Jay, how we doing?
I'm doing all right. I need some advice on. I'm a college senior. I need to figure out how do I get that little gas tank of fuel left to finish.
All right. So, in what sense? In terms of social or in terms of school?
Academic work.
Academic work. Well, what I'm going to tell you is something probably you've already heard if you've brought it up to anyone else. But it's just like there's so many stories. My mom, relatives, friends I know, they get to that last semester and they just can't. So I have an issue where if on my plate, it always happens, where I get full before the last bite and I don't eat the last bite. It's a mental block. I don't know what the fuck it is because easily I could finish the sandwich, right? But it's the last bite I just can't throw back. And it's the same thing with school where your mind just wants to block it out and it just feels like, oh, it's like everything's weighing on it and it's so fucking much. But if you look at it, it's just a bite. It's just the bite, my guy, and then you're out. So many people drop out or can't figure it out and can't muster up and say, oh, well, you know what, I'll just finish next year or I'll finish the year after that, and it never happens. You're just so close, my guy. You're so close. And if you don't finish it, it'll become even bigger and you won't be able to finish it later. You're so fucking close, my guy. You get that gas in the tank. You'll have the degree. You just got to get it done.
Yeah, thank you, Father. And as a religious studies major, it was Pontius Pilate,
yes.
And if you need a better priest outfit that looks more like a priest outfit, I can hook you up with that.
Listen, I'm working on that, all right? Because I know I'm trying to change the seat colors because, you know, I'm sure you're aware, like the color coordination in the Catholic Church, like Lent time and all that shit. I'm trying to get that going, trying to get some extra blankets for that and make it a little bit more real. But what period are we in right now?
School? I got 3 weeks left.
No, not school. Not school. I meant like the Catholic Church. There's different settings. It's like post-Lent has a name for it and all that shit.
The post-Lent period. You can wear the short sleeve collar if you want.
Yep. Baller. All right. I'll look into that. But seriously, finish it up. Plus, that's a pretty, in terms of degrees, like I have a communications degree. It's absolutely horseshit. But that degree you can get something out of 100%.
I'm a religious studies government double major. I got options, Father. Thank you, Father.
Separates church and state, but besides that, good luck.
Yep. Thank you, sir. Bye.
Have a good one. Finish it. Go to school. If you're gonna go to school, finish it. If you're not gonna go to school, fuck it. But if you're in there and you're that close, fucking finish. Otherwise, you have student loans and literally nothing to show for it. Finish it. Do I have OnlyFans? No. I saw your comment earlier saying it was a good stream idea, though, and I appreciate that. But don't be horny. If my career starts to tank, I will make an OnlyFans, though. I'm going to get a quick buck and get the fuck out. I don't care. I'm happy being naked. I'm not going to, do anything, though. I'll just be naked. But I will get the buck. I will get the money before I leave if you guys try and kick me out of the internet.
Call from.
Alois.
What's your name?
Alois. I'm French, so yeah.
Okay.
Sounds weird.
What can I do for you?
I just want to confess.
Sure.
I don't really need help. I just want to talk.
Okay.
All right. So 1 year ago in middle school, I had like a girlfriend for a little time. It lasted like a week, then she broke up with me, and I didn't cry or anything. Like, just, yeah. I felt like shit, but I didn't cry.
Okay.
So moving on, I got to high school. Like start of the year, like I fell in love like crazy with one girl. So like after 1 month, I just went up to her and said, "I love you." I told her I didn't expect anything from her, and like she said, "Okay, let's be friends and stuff." Didn't cry. Felt like shit for like 3 months. So now I just feel like I like any girl like in my class. It's horrible. Like for 1 week I'd be on one girl and I'd be like, "Oh wow, she's so beautiful and stuff." And then next week I'd be like, "Okay, next one."
Okay.
I don't know what to do.
You're young, my guy. So this is the horrors of being a man that not a lot of people talk about. But puberty, what you're going through right now, you got more hormones in your body than there's shit in a silo. You're teeming with your body trying to repopulate the earth right now. It slows down eventually for most people. Some people are criminals, but besides that, you are at your worst right now. Your brain is going through a tizzy. It's going to slow down, but you're getting hit hard. It happens to literally everybody. Every girl, every teacher, every woman that passes by, you immediately think they're the most beautiful, eligible bachelorette on earth. And that's the human condition. You should probably talk to your father about it because he'll tell you the same goddamn thing. It is just how it goes. And it's going to get better. You'll slow down, and you'll be able to focus up a little bit. But right now, you're getting hit hard. All right? I just want to let you know everyone goes through that. It's a shared experience. It's how it is. But it'll stop eventually. I promise you that.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Just try your best to get it's like getting a tattoo. Bite down on the leather, let them rip it up. The tattoo will be finished and you'll be a whole new man. You just got to get through this part of your life, all right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm telling you, it's normal. All right, my guy?
Thanks, I
Nope.
guess.
No problem. Bless your heart.
Thank you.
That's funny. It's not funny that he's going through that, but it is funny that is 100% what it's like to be a man at that age, to be a boy. Oh, my God. Just so viscerally potent. It's horrible. And no one wants you. You're a fucking 14, 13-year-old kid. You're gross. They're just like, please, please.
Call from
Melanie.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi. Can you turn down the stream a little bit?
Yeah, I'm here for the stream.
Yeah. No, I mean like I can hear the stream in the background. Can you turn it down?
Hello.
Hi. What can I do for you?
So, I have a problem
Okay.
about my
Wait,
parents.
Hold up.
But
Can you turn down the stream in the background?
Yeah. So, it's mostly, like, I'm an only child.
Right.
But my dad mostly left us. So it's only been me and my mom. But my mom is very overprotective, and she mostly hates my dad.
Okay.
But since I'm an only child, they both love me, but they both don't want to share me.
Right.
And my dad has another daughter. So I try to be there for her, be the older sister, you know. And it's very difficult because now that I'm going to university, my mom still babies me a lot, and my dad kind of like, just grow the fuck up.
Right.
So they fight about it all the time. And he now moved to New Jersey. I'm in New York. But holy crap, they fight a lot. And I'm just like, I have to still ask for permission from my mom because she pays for most of my things.
Right.
And the one time that he visits me for my birthday, it was crazy. It was such a huge fight to the point where I was just like, I don't want to celebrate my birthday anymore.
You were fighting with
And I'm
him,
like,
or
"No."
your mom and dad were fighting?
My mom and dad were fighting, and she was just like, you're such a horrible father. You were never there for her. You make her cry all the time. I'm like, you think that at least at 19, I'd be able to calm them down? Nope.
Well, that's regardless. Like, I don't want to paint either of your parents as the villain, but as far as arguments go, that's unfair to you to say that because that's using you as a pawn in that argument. That's not seeing
And
you
then
as a human.
that lady was like, well, you're both in the wrong. They pin each other, be like, oh, you're just like him, or you're defending him. And I'm like, oh, please don't do this to me. Don't put me in the spot.
Yeah, that's fucking gross.
And then the worst part is when other family members come together to band, and there's just like two of them just start fighting. And I'm just like, this is why I never celebrate my birthday.
Yeah, that is. Listen, so what advice I want to give to you is, because I gave this to the last person who called in with this kind of situation, and I'm sure you've already realized it, but I think it's good to remember it, is that adults, how old are you, 18?
I'm 19.
19, right. So at your age, it's still like, I'm sure you're starting to realize, but you don't really get it until you get into the real world, is that adults and parents are just kids having kids, and they're just, are you prepared to have a child right now?
No.
Okay. So it seems as if, imagine you having a kid right now with someone you're iffy with and trying to make that fucking work. Like, arguments are going to come up. And it just sucks that your parents took a really toxic approach to all this. But you got to remember that, I'm not giving them excuses, but it just gives you a little insight into, like, these guys are just fucking idiots who are trying their best to, make it in this world, and they got a kid, and they hate each other, and it sucks that you're thrown in the middle of it. But kids are having kids. There's no such thing as an adult. It's just kids who grow up and be like, fuck, I got to pay taxes now. So that's the situation they're in. But the problem is they didn't handle it well. They're not handling it well, and you're in the middle of it. But
the worst part about all this is when I tell my friends about this, they're both manipulating you. They're both terrible parents. And I'm like, you're not that bad. They're like, no, one screams at you and the other one tries to use you for emotional support as a free therapist. My major is psychology. So all of my family members just pin on me with their problems, but whenever I want to pin on my problems, they're just like, we don't want to listen.
So
that's your problem.
You sound like you're doing well in terms of handling this, but you are in a little bit of a situation. This is classic. I mean, you're the only child. They're using you. They want to hear your problems or whatever. I do suggest real therapy and not a clown on the internet in a priest costume. But definitely, there's some things that are going to, build up over time. In therapy, are you in therapy? Have you tried therapy?
I am in therapy.
Okay, I was going to say, it's a release valve. It's not something that's going to fix it, but it's just, lets you, empty the tank before it explodes. You know what I mean? Lets it out a little bit.
Yeah, I just want to let it out because it's just even my therapist is just you really gotta leave your parents.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to, but it's just it's so hard because we're Latino and Latinos is a whole different kind of
well, it's a whole
situation.
different. It's a whole family dynamic as well. The families in the
and
Latino
I'm
communities
just
are just.
I really want to leave my family to travel and stuff, but they're like, we need you. You're the backbone. We love you.
Yep.
And I'm just why do I feel like you're biting me?
The one good thing about white culture is family means pretty much jack shit at the end of the day. As long as it's good, but white people don't talk to their family. There's if next time you go and hang out with white people, ask them how their siblings are. They'll be like, oh, I haven't talked to them in 6 months. White people, it's not a big deal. If there's a toxic family member, you can get out.
The thing is, right, you know how with a lot of people, when they know that they have a step sibling, they mostly don't want to talk to them.
Yes.
That's mostly how I feel. That's mostly how I see all of my other friends. I don't. I love my sister a lot, and she's doing so great, and I love that for her. She's learning Spanish. She's doing what I'm giving her advice for. And she's just like, I really want you to visit. And my mom's like, I don't want you to visit your dad. And then my dad's like, well, she's my daughter too. She's like, you don't even have space for her. I'm just like, please stop fighting. That's why, like, most of the time, like, I talk with my phone covered. I'm like, maybe I'll go talk. And maybe I'll find a ticket because he's only in New Jersey. My mom's only in New York. I'm staying with her right now. And I'm just like, I just talk closely. I'm just like, secret. I can't even talk normally with my family because then, like, one of my cousins just fills and they're like, Melanie was talking to her dad. And she's like, I don't like your dad. The last time you were talking to him, he made you cry and stuff. I'm like...
It's a lot. Listen, life's about to get a lot better for you. You're 19. Opportunities are going to start opening up. Yeah, at one point, you're going to leave the house. You know what I mean?
It's just like, I have... Everything else is fine. You know, I have friends. I'm very social.
Yeah, but don't downplay.
Like, I'm everywhere.
Don't downplay the situation. You know, it's good that you have these things, but you still have a reason to grieve. You have still a reason to be upset. And you still have a reason to deal with all this bullshit. So.
But it's been a problem my whole life.
Exactly.
Where at some points my friends just get worried for me. They're like, I'm worried about you. Your mom's so attached to you. Sometimes I don't feel safe. I'm like, what do you mean you don't feel safe? She's my mom. She's very nice to you. I'm like, sometimes I feel like she wants to poison me. I'm just like,
Well, that's not great. But hey, listen, this is the situation you're in. I've covered the basics, but stay in therapy, work this shit out, and grit and bear it, because in a couple years, maybe even a couple months, things are going to be looking a lot better. Once you get away from the toxicity, things start to rebuild. It's kind of crazy. I see a lot of that. When kids move away, life starts to happen without you, and then, things start to get...
I live away. That's, like, the crazy part. Like, you think it'll all, like, calm down.
Well, didn't you say you live with your mom?
Right now I'm living with my mom because it's summer break for me.
Oh, right.
When I was in my dorms, my mom constantly wanted to visit, and, like, I told her, no, I'm fine. I'm great with all my friends. She's like, oh, okay. I'm just like, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm just so confused.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you, a little out of my depth as a priest on the internet. But in terms of therapy, I'm sure she'll have some great advice for you, whoever your therapist is, he or she.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just not... In terms of relationship with your parents, I know how to try and help a child to get laid. I can't. I can't help you out on this front. Just because it's such an overarching thing in your life, I don't want to give you any advice that might, be more negative than positive.
Yeah. But I love both of my parents. They're part of me.
Yeah.
Sometimes too much, but,
I
love them a lot.
You can't pick your family, and you can't pick your coworkers. So those are the two.
We had some good times.
Yeah, that's
when
what
they're
family
not
is.
constantly fighting.
Yeah, that's...
The only time they ever agree on something is when, like, they find out I was on a date with someone, and it turned out to be a girl. That was a huge surprise for everybody.
That's, yeah.
That'll
throw some
I thought
people
it
through a
was
loop. You thought it was what? Obvious?
No, like my parents thought it was a boy that I was with, only to find out that it was a girl, and then they realized, like, oh, rainbow.
I was gonna say, well, at least it sounds like they handled it pretty well. Could have gone a lot worse.
I mean, they didn't handle it that well. They were mostly confused because they caught me.
But still, I mean, like, they could have, gone pretty anti-gay on you. So it sounds like they didn't do that.
They didn't talk to me for 2 weeks. But then they started talking to me again.
Okay, well.
Because they can't.
That's as good as it gets. Once again, a little out of my depth here.
It's okay. I just like ranting.
Okay, well, I'm glad I could have helped you in that front, all right?
Okay, thank you, Father.
Bless your heart. Have a good one. Okay, that's looking like we've come to the end of our special Sunday stream. Which means, as always, it's time to raid. I thought that was going to go up. I wish I knew how to sing. Like, good singers, like Bobby. Hey!
People can actually sing.
I find that so impressive. Am I not not logged in. Why is this not loading? Oh, I'm on my following page. Browse. I want more Sunday streams. Possibly. Do you mean like I have to do 3 days a week now? Wednesday, Friday, Sunday? We'll see. What is going on here? What is this ridiculous stream? Someone's cosplaying as Walter White. A girl's cosplaying as Walter White, and we're gonna raid her. This is gonna be beautiful. All right. Get ready for a wonderful stream. This person looks like she's amazing. I'm so excited for this. Please join this raid. This is one's worth it. I'm telling you. Please join this raid. Come on, more people. We gotta support this person and what she's doing. This is art. This is better than anything I've ever done. All right, guys? Come on, one more. All right, we'll leave it at this. I'll see you guys on